To be good with money, you don't need to be a math prodigy. Simple addition and subtraction skills are sufficient. The key is to find a variety of non-obtrusive strategies to reduce your expenditure and save money. You'll grow better with money and attain your financial objectives in no time if you develop good money habits and stop negative ones. Today, we will discuss 10 strategies that can help you get better at managing your money. Number 10. Pay cash for goods rather than utilizing credit. If our budget is tight and we can't afford something, we'll usually charge it to a credit card. Make an excuse for why, and then justify it by stating we'll pay it off next month. The issue is that next month never seems to come, and thus the debt snowball begins. When making purchases, you must adhere to the following guidelines. First, if you desire something, even if you have the money to pay for it and it's a larger purchase, leave the store, go home, and sleep on it. If you still wish to make the purchase the next day, it must match 2 criteria. You must have cash to pay for it. That means no credit, and it improves your quality of life. The second one is significant. Even if you've given it some thought and have the money to pay for it, if it doesn't improve your quality of life, it'll probably end up in a rubbish pile or at a garage sale one day. Number 9. Set a plan for your finances. It is easier to get where you want to go when you have a strategy in place. After you've established your objectives, you'll need to devise a strategy to attain them. How exactly do you want to pay off your debt? Prepare for retirement, increase your emergency savings, save for other goals, and accomplish anything else you might wish to do? So, a good place to start when sketching out your strategy is to figure out how much each item will cost you. Then figure out how much time you'll need and start allocating funds to each of your goals based on the priority you've allocated them. Number 8. Don't sign up for any new recurring monthly bills. Simply because your salary and credit qualify you for a loan does not mean you should accept it. Many consumers mistakenly believe that the bank will not approve them for a credit card or loan that they cannot afford. The bank is only aware of your reported income and the debt commitments on your credit report, not any other obligations that may prohibit you from completing your payments on time. It is your responsibility to determine if a monthly payment is affordable depending on your income and other monthly responsibilities. Number 7. Invest in things that increase in value and avoid spending on things that don't. If you spend your money on things like cars, clothes, and other physical commodities that don't improve in value after you buy them, you're on the wrong track. Purchasing a new car is a good example. It may be in immaculate condition, fully equipped, and have everything you desire, but it will never be worth what you bought. When you bought it, it might not have been worth that much. You should instead look for low-mileage used cars and pay cash. You should go in understanding that it will not appreciate in value, therefore accept the smallest possible hit. On the other hand, you should invest in assets that appreciate in value. Investing in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETF, and index funds is the most straightforward option. The lesson here is to invest in things that will increase in value rather than fall in value. Avoid making wasteful purchases that will end up in the garbage in the not-too-distant future. Number 6. Set a limit for unplanned spending. The net income, or the amount of money left over after deducting your expenses from your earnings, is an important component of your budget. You can spend it on fun and entertainment if you have any extra money, but only up to a specific limit. You can't go crazy with this money, especially if it isn't a lot and has to last the entire month. Before making any major purchases, be careful that they will not conflict with anything else you have planned. Number 5. Find out if something appears to be too good to be true. For most people, this is either the easiest or the most difficult. Some of you can spot a scam when you see one, while others can't. When you want to buy anything, make an investment, or do anything with your money, it may be too good to be true if you have any doubts about what you're doing with your money. If it appears to be all upside and no downside, all reward, and no risk, it is most likely too good to be true. If something appears to be a deception or too good to be true, hold off and look into it further. When you're ready to spend your hard-earned money, chances are that product or service will still be available in some manner, shape, or form. Number 4. Set a budget. Many people do not budget because they do not want to go through what they perceive to be a tedious process of documenting spending, adding up figures, and ensuring that everything is in order. If you're bad with money, there's no space for excuses when it comes to budgeting. Why wouldn't you do it? If all it takes to get your spending under control is a few hours each month spent working on a budget, instead of focusing on the process of developing a budget, consider the benefits of budgeting in your life. Number 3. Automate your savings. Savings automation might be your new best buddy. According to studies, people who automate their savings save more than those who do not. Why? Because they consistently make deposits. As a result, they don't give themselves the opportunity to consider whether or not to save. Whether you are paid every 2 weeks or monthly, you may find it difficult to set away money for a savings account or even a retirement fund on a regular basis. Many people develop the practice of saving only what remains after paying their living expenses and covering the cost of discretionary expenditures. The difficulty here is that you are unlikely to have a steady amount transferred into your savings account with each paycheck. Therefore, your savings contributions will be, at best, fairly inconsistent. If you fall into this category, now might be a good moment to automate your savings. If the cash is automatically sent to your savings accounts, then you would have to go through further steps to spend them. Automation is one of the simplest strategies to improve your financial situation. Number 2, improve your money mindset. If you want to be good with money or improve your money management skills, you must first decide if you are ready. This entails working on your thinking and psychologically empowering yourself to succeed. Keeping a journal, repeating affirmations, reading books, viewing motivational videos, or finding a mentor are different ways to stay empowered. These are all techniques for keeping your mindset in check. You've probably heard the adage, you become what you think. So, if you want to improve your money management skills, you must keep it at the forefront of your mind. Number 1, emergency funds. It may come as a surprise, but 62% of Americans have less than $1,000 in savings. Another 21% do not have any savings account at all. What is causing this? First and foremost, banking has evolved because you get little to no interest on your money when it's saved. People believe that putting it under the mattress is once again a realistic alternative. Banks are also charging exorbitant fees these days. Low balance fees, overdraft fees, and account closure costs disproportionately harm people who don't have a lot of money to begin with, making it even more difficult for them to save. Young people are frequently stuck with a lot of largely inevitable debt, student loans, an auto loan for that car. They need to travel to work as well as some very substantial high expenses. Rent in a pricey coastal city, high food expenditures in the same. And it's not just recent graduates who are suffering. For the past 12 years, the cost of living has risen at a much faster rate than income. We're paying more for our goods, but not getting rewarded as much for our efforts. This is the reason you need to have some safety funds in case you need them. So, how many of these pointers are you currently implementing? Don't forget to tell us about it in the comments. If you liked the video, please click the like button. Also, if you're new to this channel, subscribe and click the notification bell to get notified when we publish new video.